Ought to and ought not to, or oughtn't to, are simply more formal ways of saying should and shouldn't. We use ought to and should to give advice, talk about moral obligation, and to refer to expectation. Advice. You ought to drink more water. This is simply a more formal version of you should drink more water. And because ought to and should are modal verbs, they are followed by the bare infinitive. Ought to drink, should drink. Moral obligation. People ought to respect their elders. A more formal version of saying people should respect their elders. And again, we have the bare infinitive. Ought to respect, should respect. Expectation. The bus ought to arrive soon. A more formal version of the bus should arrive soon. And again, we have the bare infinitive. Ought to arrive, should arrive. Now let's see some negative examples. You oughtn't to eat so much sugar. This is the same as saying you shouldn't eat so much sugar. But while the meaning is the same, oughtn't to is not usual. It is much more common to use shouldn't. So you will not hear the negative form of ought to very often. To talk about the past, we use have and the past participle. You ought to have called her. The same as you should have called her. Now, one final point. Because ought to is more formal than should, it's much less common in spoken English.